Life listens carefully to what you repeatedly do in silence, and then answers loudly. Many people believe destiny is written somewhere in the stars, but few realize it is quietly written every day by their own actions. This is the story of a man the world had already given up on, a poor, lazy farmer whom society mocked, ignored, and dismissed as useless. He lived surrounded by fertile land, yet his life remained barren. He once had dreams, simple dreams, honest dreams, but laziness buried them deeper than any drought ever could. What happened when karma finally knocked on his door will change how you look at effort, excuses, and responsibility forever. Stay with me till the end.
Once upon a time, in a quiet village surrounded by wide fields and whispering winds, lived a farmer named Raghav. His hut stood at the edge of the village, half broken, leaning slightly, as if it too was tired of standing. The roof leaked when it rained, the walls cracked under the summer heat, and the floor was always cold at night. Raghav lived alone, not because he wanted solitude, but because life had slowly pushed everyone away. Raghav was poor, painfully poor. His clothes were worn thin, his feet always dusty, and his eyes carried a heaviness that never left. But what truly kept him trapped in darkness was not poverty, it was laziness. Deep inside, Raghav knew this truth, yet he ran from it every day. His greatest fear was not hunger, it was effort. He feared waking up early, feared sweating under the sun, feared failing if he truly tried. The village knew him well. People whispered as he passed by, calling him a wasted soul, a burden on the land his ancestors once honored with hard work. Children laughed at him, elders shook their heads. Farmers returned home with tired bodies and proud hearts, while Raghav returned with empty hands and heavy excuses.
Opportunities slipped through his fingers like dry soil. No one trusted him with work anymore. No one invited him to community gatherings. Even hope began to avoid him. Long ago, Raghav had dreamed of owning the best field in the village, of feeding others with his harvest, of building a strong home where laughter echoed. But each dream was postponed to tomorrow, and tomorrow, again and again, never came. As days turned into years, his field lay unused. Weeds grew taller than crops ever did. The land that once promised abundance now mirrored his inner emptiness. At night, he lay awake listening to the wind, blaming fate, blaming luck, blaming everyone but himself. Then came the season of drought. The village suffered, but hard-working farmers survived. They had stored grain, savings, respect. Raghav had nothing. Hunger pressed against his ribs. Shame burned hotter than the sun. One day, desperate and weak, he went to the village well. People avoided his eyes. Whispers cut deeper than hunger. Words like lazy, hopeless, he deserves this, followed him like shadows. Inside his mind, a cruel battle raged. He remembered the days he tried for a week, failed once, and gave up. He remembered laughing off responsibility, convincing himself effort was pointless. Now those choices returned, one by one, demanding payment. Karma had kept a perfect record.
That night, sitting alone under a dark sky, Raghav felt completely broken, not just by hunger, but by the realization that he had betrayed his own potential. His heart felt heavier than his empty stomach. He had tried escaping responsibility for years, but now there was nowhere left to hide. The next morning, as he walked aimlessly along a dusty road, he noticed an old man sitting beneath a tree. The man's clothes were simple, his eyes calm, his presence strangely peaceful. Raghav did not know why, but he stopped. The old man looked at him, not with judgment, not with pity, but with understanding. Without raising his voice, without dramatic words, a simple truth reached Raghav's heart, like a quiet thunder. Life never punishes blindly. It only returns what you repeatedly give. Laziness returns loss. Effort returns growth. Karma does not hurry, but it never forgets. The old man placed a few seeds into Raghav's trembling palm. Ordinary seeds, yet they felt heavy, as if carrying meaning beyond their size. Raghav was told nothing more. The old man simply rose and walked away, leaving behind silence and a question Raghav could no longer escape.
Raghav returned to his field that day. For the first time in years, he stood still and looked at it, not as cursed land, but as a mirror of himself, dry, neglected, waiting. That night, something shifted inside him. Not motivation, not excitement, just responsibility. The next morning, he woke up before sunrise. His body resisted. His mind screamed excuses, but he moved anyway. He cleared weeds slowly, painfully. His hands blistered. Sweat burned his eyes. He planted the seeds carefully, unsure if they would even grow. Doubt followed every movement, but for the first time, he did not stop. Days passed. No miracle happened. The village laughed again. Some mocked louder, but Raghav kept returning to the field. He watered the soil. He repaired small tools. He learned from mistakes. Each day, his posture straightened slightly. His eyes carried a faint spark. Weeks passed. Tiny green shoots broke through the soil. Raghav stared at them in silence. Tears fell freely, not because of crops, but because karma had answered. Small effort had returned small life. He finally understood. The land had never betrayed him. Life had never been unfair. Karma had only waited for him to change. He worked harder, not perfectly, not fast, but consistently. His body grew stronger, his mind quieter. The same villagers who once mocked him now watched silently. Seasons changed. The field transformed. Harvest came, not huge, but honest. With the first earnings, Raghav repaired his roof. With the second, he helped another hungry soul. His heart softened. Gratitude replaced bitterness. He no longer cursed fate. He respected effort. Years later, Raghav became known, not as the richest farmer, but as the most reliable. His field flourished. His presence carried dignity. He often held seeds in his hand, remembering the lesson carved into his life. Karma had completed its cycle.